All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? What is up, YouTube? What is up, CTM? Everybody, what's happening? We're going to take a look at the Crypto Weekly Outlook. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure everything is going okay on my end. It looks fantastic. So here we go. All right, so Bitcoin's testing weekly support, and it has been doing so for a very long time. Bitcoin is in a range. We called Bitcoin being in a range-bound price action back in May. When we put in this move here, I said it's likely to go sideways for a very long time until it finds out where price wants to go. So basically, when you're in a choppy sideways range like this, you're just essentially in price discovery, looking for buyers and sellers. You absolutely will not want to see this weekly level get busted by weekly closing below tomorrow. Tomorrow is a closure on this, so if you lose 32,288 spot 56, and that price will vary depending on which broker or which data feed you're currently looking at. But basically, to get that level, just go over here to your January 18th, 2021 bearish candle and tack that level straight to the close of that candle. And then boom, ping, pow, you will have it. What is up, everybody? What is up? All right, so that's what we're looking at. If we go into the daily, you can see Bitcoin's absolutely doing nothing, has been doing nothing since June 21st. Put in this bearish move down here, got a daily closure below daily support. Over here was your daily support. I don't have a line on the chart just yet, but that was it. You got a closure below, then you came back in and you tested your Heath level there, found bearish price action after. You've just been trading sideways. Now, this was a fantastic close right here on this bullish daily. Pushed up, got a closure above resistance there, above resistance here, and then basically been trading down to sideways, back down to that weekly level. So obviously, bulls are trying to defend this area. And you can't say that it's busted on just a daily test or 3-day test. It's got to be the weekly. It's got to be the weekly. So here's a 3-day candle. Excuse me one moment. Sorry, I'm back. So here's a 3-day push into that weekly level, and you did get a daily closure or a 3-day closure below. But like I said, where you take your levels from, you need those closures. So if you take a fine test or fine level from the weekly, you need a weekly close above or below the level to basically verify what you think is happening. Here is the Bitcoin M2 money supply chart. Now this is trading below that weekly level. This is the same weekly level. You can see that you're trading below it currently. Now the other day we were well below it here. This was on, I believe this was Thursday. We were trading well below that. All right, you can't trade this asset. This is just the M2 money supply. You can see over here it's in dollars, 30 million. 32 million, 33 million. So it's not a tradable asset. It's just to basically show you the money supply on Bitcoin. Looks almost exactly like the spot Bitcoin price chart. So what am I thinking on Bitcoin? Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It looks like it's trying to break down. Now there is supports here, and I did do a call with Giles this morning, and he was showing me something that he's working on with his trend lines, and what he showed me was fantastic, to say the least. He has absolutely found a way to basically monitor price action using trend lines, but that's for him to reveal when he's ready to. He's still working on it, but basically he's got support here. All right, we have support as well. It's weekly support at 32,288.56. Yesterday we had a bullish push up. We tested Thursday's candles opening price and we fell back below it. And then today you had a slight push up in the morning and you are testing down here. Now I took a long position on Algo Rand USD. That position has been stopped out. All right. I took this entry yesterday. Let's go into a smaller time frame chart. So yesterday I got long on this wick right here because if you go to an hourly, you can see you had a pretty big burst of bullish price action. So on a retest of old resistance over here, this bullish candle, when we traded into that, I got long and I put my stop right below the wick once price started to trade back away from this area. Once we got up into here, I was watching this hourly Heath level right there. Right there. 9274. That is when I took 2/3 of the position off and moved to stop the break even. So you can see it has came back down, pushed down into my stop, and taken me out of the position. Now, it looked like it was going to get a rebound here, and I was not at the computer when this happened. I just literally got home about an hour ago, and you can see that we're going lower. It's heading lower. Why is it doing this? Well, you're in a downtrend, all right? The major trend is to the downside, the near-term trend. Once you put in all-time highs, you have been trading down and sideways. So any push up into a resistance area or a Heath level, aka supply, when price is trading to the upside, any overhead areas of resistance is also known as supply. Those levels will give short sellers an opportunity to get short because it is in a downtrend. So they're only focusing on what the current trend is, and the price action is bearish. All right. It is absolutely bearish. So you can see here, this thing was trading up, wedging up, so to speak. It's not a bear flag. It would have been, but when your flag pattern gets longer than your flag pole, it is no longer a bear flag. I am not a pattern trader, but some of you are, and that's what why I'm even bringing this up. All right. So when you have your flagpole, you generally want to see your bear flag play out before you get, long in the tooth, because it just means that the bear flag pattern isn't playing out. This can look like, it absolutely can look like people are accumulating Bitcoin and algo and everything else, because Bitcoin, algo, most of your cryptocurrencies are going to trade pretty close to whatever Bitcoin does, as all the bots and algos are connected to it. Also, Tether is one of, if not the biggest liquidity provider for Bitcoin and ETH. So that's why most of these cryptocurrencies do the same, because most of them are tied specifically to Tether. Now, I am going to put out a video. It's not a video that is supposed to freak you out or anything, but it is going to tell you things that are happening with Tether that does look a little bit like conspiracy. However, as an investor, as a trader, it's information that you need to know before you place a lot of faith in this outfit, this company. So I'm going to read to you an actual quote. This was from the U.S. Attorney General. That's the highest ranking attorney in the United States government, if you guys are not in America and not understanding what an AG is. However, he is a very high ranking authority. His exact quotes are as followed: Finex and Tether recklessly and unlawfully covered up massive financial losses to keep their scheme going on and protect their bottom line. Tether claims its virtual currency was fully backed by US dollars at all times was a lie. Now, this is old news. That quote came out back in June. And the New York, or the AG, basically has banned Tether in New York City. New York City is Wall Street. That is where all the financial companies basically operate. And if they're not even allowed to do business there, then you have to know this information. So I wouldn't suggest, if your life savings is all in Tether, you need to really think about this. And another thing is, if Tether does end up becoming what everyone assumes it is, a scam, Bitcoin and Ethereum and all cryptocurrencies will absolutely fall. They will fall like you've never seen them fall before, because the problem is Tether is illiquid. If every single person on the exchange was to take their money out right now, it would absolutely cause a crash and a shock that you can't imagine. But like I said, this isn't to tell you to be scared and not put any money in it. But you need to do, like, how much money is a safe bet? Well, I'm not thinking in myself, like right now with everything going on, I'm not going to keep more than 10% of my total assets in management in Tether or Bitcoin or anything until Tether becomes a little bit more transparent and lets people see. Like, to be honest with you, if they would become transparent, people would be more faith. They would have more faith in them, and then they would see more influx of cash coming in, as it is a safe play. So until that happens, crypto is the wild, wild west, and you need to keep that in mind. To me, Bitcoin looks like it's trying to break down, and I don't think it has anything to do with the Tether news. Bitcoin started to fall long before Tether news ever came out. So Bitcoin put in its lower high back in May. It was early June when that AG news broke. So this isn't anything that you need to be concerned with now. It's just something you need to be aware of. That's basically it. You just need to be aware of it. So let's get into the price action, because we don't really care about news, not on this channel. The reason I brought all that up, guys, is because you need to protect your capital. If you're going to be a trader, you must protect that capital. It is the way you make money. So if you lose all of that capital, then you're going to have to save up more capital to start all over again. And this is why I'm not really thinking that right now is a good time to basically hold most of your net worth in crypto assets. Let me look at this real quick. Finally address the Tether issues. Yes, it's a massive Tether. Tether is a massive issue for me. I don't want to talk about it, and I haven't been talking about it because it looks as if though I'm bearish, but that's not it. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I still am long on Bitcoin and Ethereum, but the amount of money that I have in both of those assets, if Tether were to crumble today, Bitcoin were to go to zero tomorrow, I would still be able to function in my normal day-to-day activities. I would still be able to pay my bills. I would still be able to go to the grocery store. Nothing would change other than, ouch, I lost a lot of money, but I'm still okay. And I want everyone to follow this channel to be in the same boat. Yes, we want to capture any upside on these assets, but at the same time, we have to mitigate our downside risks. In order to mitigate your downside risk, you absolutely need to know about anything like that. That's bad. You know what I mean? That's bad. So some companies and some bigger analysts are claiming that you shouldn't put more than 5% of your portfolio into crypto assets. Jordan is a believer in Bitcoin longer term, and he has a lot more than 5% of his assets in Bitcoin. So right now, Bitcoin's tied to Tether, unfortunately. Until Bitcoin can break away from Tether, then anything that happens with Tether is obviously going to affect Bitcoin. And like I said, Tether holds the most liquidity. They are the liquidity providers for these crypto assets. Without Tether, the liquidity dries up. These things fall like a brick house. But back to the price action. I didn't mean to start this stream with a rant, but you guys definitely need to be you definitely need to be aware of that. So here was daily support right here. Okay, put in this 3 drive pattern, or there's 3 candles to the upside, but then you immediately came back in and retested daily support. This was daily support right here. Then on the 8th of July, you got your daily close below. Boom. That is how it works. So any push up into this bullish candle or even this bullish candle, short sellers are going to be looking for entries to the downside, because it looks to them and to me and to most other people that Bitcoin's trying to fall. You have not put in any lower highs or higher lows and higher highs yet. All right, you're still just basically trading sideways. Bitcoin needs to get above this bullish candle. You can clearly see that this bullish candle is the main resistance. That's at $40,623. And until Bitcoin gets a daily close above that and another daily open and close above that and starts to head higher, you have to look to the downside. It can go sideways for a very long time, but eventually it's going to break down or it's going to break up. And I definitely don't like it when price action is trading next to the lows, guys. If it was bullish, it would be trading sideways up here, okay? It's trading sideways down here. So you have to keep that in mind, especially if you're trying to buy and accumulate Bitcoin down here. Is it a good time to buy? I buy every red week. Every single red week Bitcoin has, I purchase more Bitcoin. If Bitcoin closes red, which chances are tomorrow it will, I will buy more Bitcoin. But like I said, it's a very small portion of my net worth. It's a safe amount. So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. It's trying to break this weekly support. But until it does, it is still holding as support. So you can get a bounce out of this area, and a bounce can come quick. It's just keep your eyes peeled on that level. 32,288, spot 56. Now let's go find some more cryptos, as that's what this video is about. ADA. Here we got ADA. This is your capitulation wick low to the downside. This is your close. This is a weekly chart. You can see how you have not been able to close a weekly candle below that level. That level is one spot 326768. Now also, if you notice something looking back in the weeks, you can see that your weeks are getting lower highs and lower lows. All right, you haven't taken out this low right here yet, but if you do get this weekly closure below, chances are you're going to be looking for a test of this bullish candle, and then boom, you're looking to take these wicks out to the downside. All right, but everything comes, it's all hinged based upon basically where does this close tomorrow. Balancer got wrecked, already took out its capitulation wick low. This is a daily, I believe. Let's go look. Yes, daily support. Took that out here, but then you got a double bottom essentially within the same week, and now you're trading higher. So Balancer looks decent. It looks better than Bitcoin. Its bounce was small. Okay, here's your Heath level right there. You can clearly see that's where people were looking for short entries. All right, there was your first test of it. Once you got below it here, boom, there you go. But now you're testing it again to the upside. There is a daily close above that level, so you may be looking for support tests of $20.11 on Balancer. As long as you're not closing daily candles below this level, then you may be looking for higher prices. But this is the thing, it's in a near-term downtrend, so in downtrends, bounces usually get sold into. All right, you need a higher high. It has the same thing as Bitcoin. You got this bullish candle that you need a daily closure above 38.34 before you can even say something has changed. All right, that's when something has changed. Once you get above that, then you can say, well, you know what? This thing looks good. Trading on the lows is never good. And this is still technically trading on the lows, right? You still didn't get a daily closure above that level right there, that supply zone, this bullish candle. You definitely got to get a daily closure above this candle. So I am not looking for longs on this just yet. BNB looks, it's doing the same thing Algo's doing. Got a nice big push lower, but BNB's holding daily support currently. This is daily support. This bearish candle's close right there. If you look at price, boom, test. Traded way below it, but look where you closed on the day. Then look what happened the next day. You got another push lower into that area, and then boom, bullishness out of there. Come in, test the Heath level right there with this wick. That's the long play, and you've taken out resistance to the upside. You are currently testing resistance. This is resistance, but so will all of these bullish candles. Closing price will be resistance if price starts to head higher. But that's what we want to see. So right now, basically, you're checking 308.60 to see if it wants to hold as support again. If it does, you can look to 334.04 as a profit target place. All right. You get a daily closure below 308.601. You are no longer looking for longs. Not until it finds support again. Compound is looking good like Balancer. You can see Compound is trying to reach for this right here. This is the same level as Bitcoin. Look what you did though here. Took out this the other day. Yes, you have traded back below it, but down all the way down here is your next level of support. So technically, this asset could trade all the way down to here and still find support and then look higher. So when I come into situations like that, what I do is I go into smaller time frame charts. Here is your 8 hour, and you can clearly see what Compound has tested for support. This slash bullish close. That is the area. You could got front ran just a little bit, but this is the area that it wants to check for support for now. As long as it's holding on an 8-hour closing basis, you can look for higher prices on this thing. This is a nice bounce. It is still in a downtrend as well. Is this the bottom? We will not know until this thing makes another higher high. You need to get above 548.77. Oh wait, not this level here. Sorry. Oh, never mind. I'm on an 8-hour. Sorry guys. If you do not have a drink, I recommend you go get one stat. All right. So this is that daily resistance. I want to see this level get busted so bad. You can't even imagine. That's what I'm waiting for. Doge hasn't done anything. Sideways down price action. It's literally bouncing from 30 cents to 25 or 17 cents. It's a big move. This was a big move to the downside. Pushed right back up. Found resistance. And you've been rolling over ever since. Have you found support again? I would not say so, because your closure is below the open of this bullish or bearish candle. All right, and then there is your Heath level right there, your supply zone. So you need a daily closure above that before you can even look for bullish entries on this asset. Actually, to be honest with you, pushes up into there are going to be met with heavy selling pressure because people are getting short. You sell high and buy low. If you're selling, or if you're shorting the market, you buy low, sell high if you're longing the market. Here is Ethereum USD. So Ethereum got a nice little bounce. If you notice, some of these things got a nice bounce, whereas Bitcoin just did not get that same bounce. Bitcoin is just trading sideways down here. So some of these things look better than Bitcoin. Where's Ethereum at? There you are. All right, so on Ethereum is currently testing daily support right there, that bearish candle, 2107.01. So right now you got to wait. You got to wait on a closure. Closure's in 3 hours on this. If you close below this level, next level of support is going to be 1987. This right there, boom. This is going to be bearish targets if you get this failure. All right, close below here. Looking for retests, they will be targeting this wick low. Once you get that taken out, then chances are they're going to remove their positions and look for consolidation to get short again. They're pounding it, trying to pound it. This is a nasty candle. Had a nice bullish push, and then that's rejection. In one day, you took out all of this price action. That's not good. And this is continuation from this original move. So that's resistance right there. Right? So you can see it looks droopy. Price action looks extremely droopy to me. We need to get back above this stuff up here. Ethereum closed above that vital important level, and then you just got wasted. There. This was resistance down here, and there's that close right there. So that's what we were looking for on Ethereum, looking to get long. Came back up in, tested this area as resistance again, and got sold into. So if you look at this as one fluid action, one fluid motion to the downside, once this was checked as resistance once again, here you got this perfect test of it. Then you push lower, came back in, tested this bullish candle's open. You see how price action works? Came back in, tested that, boom. There you go. Here's your Heath level there. Came back in and tested it, boom. So that's the way price works. So if you look at this, what do you see? Well, we took out daily support over here with this. This is going to be looked at as a dead cat bounce. All right, you took out lows, made new lows, mind you. Now you're trading up and sideways, but you're running into a brick wall right here. So Ethereum is being sold into. Why? Well, there's a level right there, 2368 spot 24, and you took out your support on the down, this push lower right there. So like I said, guys, it doesn't look good out there for the crypto markets. This is a whole sea of red. It's not big moves. You're looking at 3, 4, 5% moves on the day. It is the weekend. But this isn't the kind of price action you want to see if you're bullish at all. GRT, graph token, is just, it's got slaughtered. It's absolutely got slaughtered. All right. It is not finding a low. So far, you got a small bounce, took out resistance, but these things are going to show us in the next week or two. You're going to see a move. In the next week or two, tops, I think you're going to see a big move, either to the upside or to the downside. So fix your risk. Make sure you have managed it. Make sure you know what you can lose before this happens. I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know that a big move is coming. It just, from the price action and what everything looks, it looks like it's going to take, something's going to happen. And I give it a week or two. And the main reason is because of that Bitcoin weekly level. The fact that it's being tested again is not good. I want Bitcoin to test resistance, not support, but Bitcoin isn't listening to me. So maybe one of you guys can talk it into moving up. Here's Link doing the same thing. You can clearly see this is a bearish target, but you can say that that bearish target was taken out to the downside right there. All right, so go up to the close of that bearish candle, because that is now your support level right there. That is your support. This is your resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 50 days. It looks like this thing's been trading in a range. Straight up range bound. Need a closure above this bullish candle's closing price, as that is the resistance. The opening price is simply an area where people look to get short on a retest of those levels. That is your supply zone. Your resistance will be the close of that bullish candle. So you need a daily close above that before you can look for bullish entries. And even then, that doesn't mean those bullish entries will work out, because your trend is to the downside. Link right now is taking out these 2 days, or trying to. So it's all fractal. Wherever your lowest bearish close is, that is your support. Currently, the support that is trying to be taken out right now is 18.20. You are trying to take that out now. If you do, you will be aiming at this one next. 1688. So it's not good. I do not like it. Not at all. And then Luna. Someone was trading Luna the other day. I think it was Nick, if I ain't mistaken. Big bullish breakout. There's your resistance. Big fat breakout. Nice. Today, you are testing what? The midpoint of that bullish candle. This is what you want to see for bullish price action. There is a level just overhead right here. So this is going to be the target if this maintains above here. So what I will be watching is this bearish candle. Price can trade all the way down to that. As long as it closes above it, we will be looking for targets at 9.48. That support level is 7.10. Obviously, the bearish close is the ultimate support. Daily closure below that. This will be a bull trap, and you will be looking for short side setups from here on out on this. But this is one of the best looking crypto assets right now. It's red today, but this red price action today is simply testing the midpoint of this breakout candle's range. If that area holds, you will probably see higher prices on Luna. All right, this is fantastic. This is what bullish price action is. This is what you want to see. We are getting the exact opposite on Bitcoin. Here's resistance. Look how you traded up into resistance right here. Closed below resistance. Next day, bearish candle, and then boom, there's your break. This is bullish price action. It is still in a downtrend, so it's just a little bit of bullishness and an overall downtrend, a bad one. You know what I mean? So don't get too hopeful. But at the same time, I'm just trying to make a point. This is what it looks like when price is bullish. You're testing resistance levels, and then you're taking out those resistance levels, coming back in to test them as support, and then getting more bullish pushes. This is what we want Bitcoin to start doing. Will it start doing it? Well, maybe. Maybe there's a reason this thing is moving up, right? I don't know for a fact, but it's still red on the day, right? Everything is red on the day. I don't know for a fact, but we shall see. All right. Remember Matic, guys? Everybody said, oh, but Matic looks better than Bitcoin because Matic traded all the way down to 73% loss and then traded all the way back up into around what, 20%? 12% of the highs. We got short. We were shorting this thing. I shorted it all the way down to here. Did not short it up here. So I got one nice move out of this to the downside. Bitcoin is the tide that lifts our ships. Look for trades in the direction Bitcoin is going on most of your crypto assets. If Bitcoin's price action is bearish, you are looking for bearish entries on most of these things. Yes, it was a fantastic test of daily resistance. That was the ultimate entry. Look at that. Perfect entry. Boom. You're still riding that out if you got short there. But it's taking out support to the downside. Here was support until this candle took it out. So now this candle is support until it gets taken out. Oh, it already got taken out. Sorry. That one took it out. So now you're testing that one. Do not want to see this daily closure below 1.03. Otherwise, your bearish target will be that wick low to the downside, 92 cents. All right. There's your bearish target. And that's it. NOIA for Kimberly, it got absolutely wrecked. I'm talking like 88% off the highs. Nothing to see here. This is a bounce, probably getting sold into. A lot of these things were considered good buying opportunities because they did fall off so much. Like this one fell off 72%. So, yeah, hey, 72% off. Maybe it goes higher. We shall see in the future. And that's it, guys. That is it. So now it is your floor. I give the floor to you, chat. What is up, everybody? Hola, Heath and Company, says Giles. Welcome, my friend. Fantastic call this morning with you, my friend. Thank you so much for that. And for anybody wondering, no, I did not record it. And no, it is not going to be put out until Giles is ready for it to be put out. And I'd say Jordan would probably be the first one to drop that knowledge onto the people. But I will absolutely record a session with him and drop it on my channel as well. What's up, AG? Thank you for being here, my friend. Where am I at anyway? I don't know where you are. Hello, Janet Swift. On-chain metrics is bullish, says Sam. Says, have been waiting for this weekly level retest for ages. Yeah, keep wicking off it, but it's closing within all those wicks. Seems weak. It does look weak, my friend. Good afternoon to you, Michael. Hello, everybody. Looks like the final drop in the smaller time frame before we start a blow off top. Several assets have already had a blow off top, like Ethereum. Bitcoin didn't. So this is Bitcoin's price action. I said it was a blow off top on the monthly because that's what a blow off top looks like. You trade up and then boom, you take out several months of price action. But if you look at the weekly, Bitcoin was strategically sold into on this 3-drive pattern topping formation, right? This is a 3 Indians, or I can't remember exactly the name of the pattern, but it's a 3-drive topping formation where insignificant highs come in and then people are, big hedge funds, institutions, stuff like that are selling into it. And then you get the move like this. So that's not technically a blow off top on the weekly and daily, but on the monthly it is. And then if you look at ETH right here on the daily, ETH had a blow off top. I don't care. I'll take that one to the grave. This is a blow off top. This is a daily. Traded up, nice, big, strong, bullish price action, and then you put in a lower high and sayonara, straight to the downside, off 50, 60%. That's a blow off top. But we shall see if that price action continues. Absolutely. Doesn't look good. I definitely don't want to see Bitcoin lose that weekly support, man. We don't want to see that get busted. All right, guys. Doge year to date, YTD. I'm not sure what you're asking. You just simply said Doge YTD. So I don't know if you're asking me to look at Doge and YTD or Doge year to date. Let me see if Doge YTD is a thing. It is not. So let's just pull up Doge year-to-date chart for you, because that seems to be what you're asking for, and I shall oblige you. Year-to-date is right down here. Boom. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Boom. Year-to-date. It's bullish on the year. Here's your yearly open right there on Doge. And you're still trading well above it. So yeah, you are still green on the year on Doge. When Doge took off, not this chart, this one. When Doge took off, let's go down here where Doge used to be. Doge was the biggest mover this year. Look at these prices. Let me put in this line down here. Let's use a top, so that way we got resistance. 0.002. That's less than a penny. That's, oh my God, that's like barely, that's so low. So basically just to go from here to 1 cent is a massive move, right? There's 1 cent right above us. Just to go from there to 1 cent was a 200% move on Doge. So if you use that line and then take it to the top, baby. Look at this percentage gain on Doge. It's insane. 65,238%. Oh man, it would have been nice to have $1 million worth of Doge down there at 0.0002, wouldn't it? Yep, I would buy the USA. I would buy the United States of America. Yeah, that thing had a massive move, and it's still up year to date, but the price action's droopy. This big bearish candle right here, you're about to go down there and test that thing again, and that is your support currently. Current support is there. This level's busted, so there's current daily resistance. Nope, it's this one here. Right there. This line is garbage. See a line. Right there. That's your current resistance. Support, resistance. And then this is, people are going to try to sell it there. I'm not, because the percentage move on Doge isn't big anymore. Right? I'm finding more success trading algo right now. And I might trade something else if I find a setup I like. So hopefully that helps, my friend. And then there's, oh, welcome to retail. Message was retracted for whatever reason. You're allowed to, you can leave messages, my friend. Let me go up because the chat just wigged out on me again. Tether seems a Ponzi scheme. Yeah, a lot of people think so, my friend. A lot of people. USDC. USDC is gaining on USDT. Well, that's good. Hopefully, it will be transparent in its money management skills, so that way people will be faithful in their investment. All right? If you're like basically dodging every attempt for people to see if your balance sheet looks good or not, then they don't really want to invest in your product or your company. And let's be honest, Tether is a company. Right? It is a company. That's all it is. It is a cryptocurrency, but it is a company. Tether is very sus based on what they have back up. Just one Tether, since the majority isn't even USD. Well, that's what the AG says. The AG says that they have evidence to the fact to basically state that Tether is lying. They are lying. That was from the United States Attorney General. And he had to see something. Missed you a lot. Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys. Last weekend was the 4th of July, and I was out of town, so I got a lot of catching up to do. The tomorrow's channel members stream will be at normal time. So everything will be right back on schedule. So should I sell all my Bitcoin? Well, that's financial advice, and I cannot give you that, my friend. But what I can say is I have about 10% of my net worth in Bitcoin. So if you have more than 10% of your net worth in Bitcoin, then I leave it up to you to decide whether or not you want to sell some of it or not. Price looks droopy. It looks droopy. It looks like we're going to be revisiting those lows. The yearly opening range. That's what we'll be testing again. The yearly open and the yearly low. Two things I don't want to see Bitcoin test. But unfortunately, it's trying to get there. I am still too bullish in ETH and Bitcoin, but no leverage because such a blow could cut prices before we get a chance to address the issue and punish any leverage. I agree, and I like your style. If you're buying to hodl, you do not need leverage. Do not use leverage. If you are familiar with the falling three, just because from June 2024 looked like it even last week had that pattern too. 2024, the 20th through the 24th, I'm assuming. All right, let me go look. Are you talking about June? Here's the 20th. Is the falling three supposed to be similar to like the 3-drive topping pattern, the 3-drive topping formation, where you put in a low and then a lower low, or a higher low and then a higher low? Yeah, I mean, technically. But what you would want to see is, sorry, my thing's wigging out again. You would want to see these lows push lower, right? And then come up a little bit, and then get another lower push, and then boom, you want to see an explosion to the upside, as that would be indicative of people are absolutely accumulating on those lower pushes, those lower drives. And the lower drives also clear out liquidity, so anybody that is long from down here that has their stops down there, by default that makes them a willing seller at a lower price, and price loves to take out lower sellers at a lower price, just like it loves to take out higher buyers at a higher price. That's what price does. It's just what it do. So yeah, I mean, I am in the camp that thinks that Bitcoin, as long as it's not closing a weekly below that level, I think it finds support. But if you get that closure, then no, I'm sorry. I will be looking to short all the other assets because I like to make money, and Bitcoin's moving lower, then I want to capitalize on that lower move. That was the one I just read, sorry. On the daily. Yeah, this is the daily. These lows are what you're talking about, I'm assuming. Because you just said 20 and through the 24th, so it had to be June. Here's the 20. This stuff right here. But you're already back into it, right? You're already back into it. We'll see. I want to see this hold a support for sure and go higher. But this is the level that's in the sand. Unfortunately, that's a $10,000 price range almost. Thank you, Master Heath. Would you please do SNX USDT on KuCoin? Yeah, this is another one that's been very, very popular lately. So I'm assuming it is having a bounce. It is just like, let me get back over here. Oh, not there. Here. Just like Luna. It's basically doing the same thing. So I got this level from a lower time frame. Here, let's go into it. Must have been the 4-hour. There it is, right there. If you can't find daily levels, you can go into a smaller time frame chart and find them 4-hour levels. 8-hour first. 8-hour, I put more weight on the 8-hour charts. The 4-hour is, here you go. There's your 4-hour bearish close there. Then price trades away from it. Did it come back in to retest it? No, it didn't. Bounced. Found the top, came back in, and then there's your test. That's your break, resume, retest. I know a lot of people think that this strategy is useless, the breakout, retest, resumption, but it happens over and over fractally on so many different time frames and assets. So there it is. And then look what happened immediately. Boom. Big bullish price action. Now this is the thing. You made a lower high. So if you come down here and you take out this low, that will mean high, lower, low. Any push up in price is going to be sold into. Now, if you trade lower and find support and then boom, trade up, take out this level. Then any pullback will be looked at as a buying opportunity. So, yep. Heath, would you please? Oh, I'm sorry. That's this right here. It looks good. It looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, this is a bullish bounce. So let's see if the bulls are able to maintain that bounce. Any bullish bounce in price in a downtrend is likely to get sold into. So watch this low right here. If you get this taken out, then you're probably going to look for a push up to make a higher or a lower high, and that would be your short side entry. But if you do take out this high, then it's exactly the opposite. So there's a 4-hour supply zone to watch, $11.59. Here's 4-hour support right there. It's 4-hour support because that's where that candle closed, and that is why it is support. And I don't make these levels up, price does. That's why they work. Look at this test of it. Now you're getting a push higher, right? That's your support until it's broken on a 4-hour basis. Could you look at Cake USDT, please? Yep, let me go see if I can find it. Cake USDT. KuCoin. Let's pull it up because I like KuCoin better than Binance. I can't trade on Binance, so that's why I use KuCoin. Yeah, it looks okay. Let me go to the daily real quick. Still looks like algo. It's like putting in the same pattern algo is. Here's your Heath level, aka supply zone, and it got to close above it. You tested completely above resistance because that would have been resistance. However, you traded down, came back in and tested your lower side demand zone, aka there's your other Heath level, and you got to push lower, and now you're coming up. So is price trying to wedge up in this very narrow range? Yeah, it's possible, but these things, I don't like them, man. It's wedging up on the lows. I just don't like it. It doesn't look good. Let's go look at a weekly. Yeah, see, a weekly looks pathetic. It's a very small bounce. And here is your weekly supply zone. So that's what's catching the dailies. Let's go look at the dailies. Yep. There's your daily test of it. Then this one traded up higher to stop anybody out that got short there. Pushed up. Now you came down. Now you're testing support. If it holds and you get a daily closure above this swing high, all right, then you can look for a higher low support. But right now, you got to wait on that. That's your line in the sand, so to speak, on this asset. But it's better that it's testing weekly resistance instead of weekly support, right? That's the difference between this asset and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is testing weekly support. This thing is testing weekly resistance. Baba. I haven't looked at Baba in a long time, since the Chinese banned them almost. I haven't looked at them. And they're getting crushed. I have a massive longer term trend line coming in down there, but that's neither here nor there, as this is a weekly. There was weekly support, you got a weekly close below it, so you will be looking for bearish price action. See, this, people looked at this week and was like, oh yes, it found support, it's going higher. Pfft. Nope. If you're in a downtrend, you have to look at all these bullish pops as sus, like very sus. Be always suspect of any bullish moves in a downtrend. Always. Because look what happens. Here's your impulse leg to the downside. You find support. You get a bullish pop. People re-enter their short positions. Boom. You get another impulse leg to the downside. Bullish pop. Impulse leg to the downside. Bullish pop. Boom. People sell into that. Right? So right now your trend is going down. Will it find support? It's possible. Weekly support is 209.51. You got a break of that. Here's daily support. And I want you to look how that gap up. Here's your push lower. This is a massive gap. So there's your gap fill. Testing old support right there. There's your breakdown. It happened overnight. So yeah, stocks suck. There's your overnight gap. If your stop loss was down there, you did not get filled until the market opened, and whatever price it was at the open, that is where you got filled. Ouch. Now you have a bullish day, but look where it closed. 205.94. That's daily resistance. Will you get a bounce from here? It's possible. I mean, technically you could trade all the way up to this bullish candle and then get hit again for another impulse leg to the downside. But like I said, there is a longer term trend line coming in right up under us. Let's go look at the monthly. So you can see it's basically held the lifetime of this asset. So you may get a bounce there. But don't look to just buy off that trend line, guys, because if you do trade down, you're probably going to trade down below it. Maybe go up a little bit, then come back down again and make a new low and then bounce. To stop anybody out that gets long too aggressively or too quickly or do not have the patience to wait. Those people, that's who it'll be trying to stop. Hey, he's fan and fam. What's up, Mr. Martin? Camille Frenek. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I apologize about that. What do you think about stable coins? Well, I don't like Tether. I mean, I own some because I'm a day trader and I'm trading crypto assets, so I have to own some. But I'm not putting my life savings in it. I'm just using a little bit of my capital to basically generate an income, a steady flow of revenue. So, I mean, as of right now, it's the only thing we have. So, even though I don't like their shadiness, how they're handling all of this government stuff, I don't like that. But if you want to trade crypto, that's a risk you have to have, right? What other jobs did you have in the past? I'm the jack of all trades, my friend. I've done a lot of things. Concrete, truck driving, you name it, I've done it. Roofing, when I was like a young boy. I've done a lot of nasty stuff. Let me scroll back up because I just lost it. What do you think about KCS for long term? Let's go look at it. KCS. USD. Let's go look at it. Well, it's definitely one of the best looking tokens on. Man, that was a big move, wasn't it? So there's that lower push. There's resistance. Look at that. So it looks good. This looks good. It's still a lower high. Until you get over this swing high, it's still a lower high. If you do take out that swing high, then you will have still a lower high from this, but you will have a new higher high. So that's fabulous. Fabulous. But there's your heat level, your supply zone. So that's what happened. It's gotta trade this range out. This was a very big, explosive, bullish candle. So you could see price trade all the way back down to old resistance. Right there. We know it's resistance just by the way that candle reacted to it. Right? Pushed up, and then your next day, bullish explosion. So a retest of this level, as long as it holds support for higher low support, you could possibly look for higher prices. But this is just something that can be done in order to entice people to get long. Like, that's a big bullish candle. It's got to continue to go up, right? Well, no, it doesn't. This can be sold into. This could just be some big monstrous short that got in up here, probably exited some of their position there, probably exited some of their position there, probably exited the rest of their position here, and this is why you boom, right? Because this brings in a lot more buying pressure. Cup that up with the fact that retail is down here buying, yada yada. Yeah, moving higher, big explosive move. but it can be sold into. It looks better than any other crypto asset that I've looked at today. I can tell you that. What indicators do you use? Says SDF, SFD, SDF, FS, SFDSF. All right, I do not know how to say your name, so I'm just going to call you SDF. I use moving averages and I use the RSI. I don't have any because I accidentally deleted them this morning. I do that regularly. Trying to get rid of lines, I accidentally deleted that. So here, I will show you. Go into the indicator thing right here. Type in, I have it starred, but if you just type in EMA slash or comma MA combo, it'll pull up that. That's my favorite one. That's all I did, right? I typed in EMA, MA combo, and it pulled up Crown's Crypto Caves EMAs. So 1,000 people use that thing, right? So I like it too because it's one indicator that houses multiple. There you go, boom. But I don't use nearly any of all of those. I use the 20, the 50, the 100, the 200, and that's it. And basically, you don't even need to use those. You're just generally wanting to see what happens. But there was a recent death cross. These are all EMAs, and those are your moving averages, or also known as super simple moving averages. I just want to know where price is in reference to those. I don't care about them any other way. And then the next one I use is RSI. And there it is. This thing right here is nothing. I was running tests on it for someone, and it's turned out to be a bunch of gobbledygook. But the RSI, and when I'm looking at the RSI, the only thing I'm looking at is where is it in regards to the 50 area. If you're above it, you're generally looking for bullish entries on the daily. I only look at these moving averages and RSI on the daily time frame. I don't care about it on anything lower. And anything below the 50 is generally looked at as a selling opportunity. I will fix that RSI to make it pretty and bright again, but not right now. But that's it. Those are the only indicators I use. Price is king on this channel, this community. Price is king. It is everything. It tells you everything you need to know. Open, high, low, and closes. No, we get another drop. White soldiers. I don't know what you're trying to say, Jay-Z. Don't have a clue. Cryptomaniac says Bart Simpson. Yeah. Haha, YTD is short for yesterday, I think. Oh, well, my apologies. But it is bullish on the YTD. So if he was wanting to know what Dogecoin did yesterday, yeah, it was bullish yesterday. It closed green, but that's it. That's it, right? It's not a big move. If anything, it was testing the midpoint of this bearish candle to get sold back into. Heath missed the first part. Would you review the Bitcoin chart? I got no problems with that. Absolutely. Here, let's go to this one because this is the one I've been looking at. It's the Coinbase data feed. Oh, I broke it. There it is. So what we're looking at is this weekly support right there. 32,288 spot 56. We are looking for that to hold. We want Bitcoin to stay above that. You get a weekly closure. The weekly closure is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get a weekly closure below that, then unfortunately you may be looking for lower prices on Bitcoin. And then the WM2 money chart is already testing it. It's already been below it. So go back to Bitcoin. You can see that wick below. Let me get rid of this so I can show you what I'm talking about. You see how the wick below here is just very, very short under it, not much, versus the money supply chart, the M2 chart, it's well below it. You see that wick? Well below it. So, but you can't trade that asset This is why it's better to watch the resistance and support levels on spot. So it doesn't look good, man. Unfortunately, that's the level everybody's watching. Everybody's watching it. Bitcoin loses it, then people are going to look to exit more of their positions and stuff like that. It's going to be bad. Or maybe not. Ha ha ha. Heath, oh, sorry, read that. Tether, what? Says Potato 730. Yep. Don't like it. Can you check Bitcoin? Okay. There is one downside wick coming to take liquidity, says Admirals. Then goes up really fast. Okay. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Bitcoin USD shorts. All right. Let's go look at it. It is Bitcoin USD shorts, you said? No, it's just BTC, USD, SOH, RTS. Bitcoin shorts on Finex. So you're getting a pop in shorts. This isn't a tradable asset, right? You can see how the short positions have been, let's just say, all over the place. Why is that? Especially here. Why now? Why did it start? Would you like me to answer that question? We just had a quarterly close. Boom, that's why. Just had a quarterly close. So you're seeing, what you're seeing on this is you're seeing a rebalancing of portfolios. That's why you're getting craziness like this at the time at which you are getting it. People, bigger firms, hedge funds, Citibank, all these bigger institutions, they take positions for long times. They are not looking for intraday scalps. They are taking positions based on what the quarterly, yearly, and monthly charts look like. And when they put on a position, it takes them a few to several days to get that position executed. So when you see big funds, management, all that stuff rebalancing their portfolios, you will see wicked crazy swings like this. Sometimes it happens in price action, but this thing isn't tradable. Let's go look at what the longs, can we look at the longs? I don't pay attention to the longs and shorts because it's just more stuff, right? You can see Bitcoin's longs are just still freaking going strong, right? People are longing Bitcoin, which we know that. We know that because support's holding on a weekly. So people are trying to get long Bitcoin, but it has to hold. Has to hold. Gotcha. Thanks, Sensei. You are welcome, my friend. Admirals, this guy is one of the best traders I've seen on YouTube. It's crazy. There are so few followers on the channel. It's because of a lot of things, dude. You know what I mean? I'm not a YouTuber. That's one reason why there's not a lot of followers and subscribers. Second thing is my delivery. I don't care. Most of the time I'm drinking. I'm trying to teach people, and the people that I want subscribed to the channel are the people that want to learn. Because this channel can teach you the right way to look at price, and wrong way to look at price is every other person's. I mean, it's just that simple. My supply and resistance, they're not subjective. It's price telling you that's resistance, not me. Price. So if you can take the subjectivity out of your trading, become a little bit better at managing risk and a lot more patient, just watching these levels, you'll see a major influx in profitable trades. And I have more than 10 people that can say, since they've been following the strategy, they've been doing just fine. Jay Bradley's one of them, man. He's been killing it. Killing it. But thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate it. Subbed, says Wesley Caldwell. Thank you, my friend. Can you please check XRP? Yeah, why not? XRP. That's another asset that I do not trade because I live in America and, well, you can't even trade it on Coinbase, or did they open it back up? This is Bitstamp. Can you trade this thing on Coinbase? I'm just curious. No. It's still not able to trade on Coinbase. Nice. All right. So, what is this? I don't know. Let's get rid of it. I don't know what it is. We kill it. Here's resistance. Was a nice push up. We were looking for it to push up into that, but it never made it. And now you're trading lower. So here was your support right there. Well, once you took it out with this candle, then it became support. And once you took that out, you can see, yeah, it's basically doing the same thing, man. It's reaching for lower prices. Let's get rid of all these lines and go look at the weekly and see if we got a massive weekly level we can look at. Not really. We have an old one over here. I like untested levels best. What do I mean by when I say untested levels? Like this level of support right here was untested. Right there. That you can count as a test, but once it left, it never came back to test it again. So that level will be epic level to either aim at or possibly get a bounce from. I'm in the camp where I like to aim for those levels, because if price is reaching for it, then on pullbacks I like to get short aiming for it, for price to go to it, and then upon entering that area, take your profits, because there probably will be a bounce, right? The first time you go into this level, you will more than likely get a bounce, a tradable bounce even. But thank you guys so much for your fantastic compliments. I really appreciate it. But there's nothing to do on it. Here's your current weekly support level, which was put in 3 weeks ago, right? You're taking it out. So that's the level you're watching on 64.824. Tomorrow is the close on this candle. If you get a closure below this level here, you're probably going to look for a retest of the opening price of this weekly or the high. One of these areas. So basically what I mean, if price closes below this level, you can look for price to trade up into the opening price of this weekly, and possibly right there would be a fantastic spot to look for rejections on a smaller time frame for price for entry short, targeting this wick down here, because that is very, very beautiful bearish target. However, if you get a failure here and this thing closes above the level tomorrow night, that says something too. It says that at the end, right at the end of the week, they could not get the closure. So bulls stepped in and defended the level once again. But it's been in a downtrend, right? Once you put in the highs, you've been trading down. So most bullish pops get sold into until you can get a bullish reversal on the daily. When you get that bullish reversal on the daily, meaning higher high, lower low, or higher lows and higher highs, then people will start to shift their focus from the short side to the long side, because you have a trend, a possible trend change. Where was that at? Right there. The same strategy as Doopy Crash and Crypto Michael. I have no idea who those people are. Not even a little bit. Much appreciated, Heath CTM. Thank you for being here. By Prosus. That's a good stock at the moment. Prosus. I've never even heard of that stock. Let's go look at it. SUS. It's not even an American stock. It's on Euronext Amsterdam, and you said it's a good stock to buy at the moment. You're testing weekly support. That's not weekly support. You got to close below weekly support. So I don't know if I'd be looking to buy it just yet. You're probably going to come down here to test that support level right there at 74.60. That's probably where you could look for possible support. But right now, you've lost support on the weekly. So I wouldn't buy it. USDC company listing soon. Not sure if it's a good sign. Company listing soon. We shall see. We shall see. That's all you can do. You can just wait. Cardano. Can you check out Cardank? Yeah, where's it at? There it is. Right up top. So here we are. Weekly support. Right there. Multiple tests. And we're back at it again. So it looks droopy. It looks like it's trying to break support. It looks like it's trying to go lower, unfortunately. Like most of these other crypto assets. But if it holds, that's a good sign too. So there's your bullish pop. You took out daily resistance right there. This could be a pullback into support to find it. So watch this daily's high. Or better yet, watch this bearish candle's daily's high. You get above that, this bearish candle here, then you can probably look for bullish entries. But as long as it's just dancing around this weekly support level, it looks droopy. Looks like it's trying to break to the downside. I don't trust the USDT terrifying. A lot of smoke recently. Yeah, I don't trust government officials either, my friend. I mean, to be honest with you, if they don't want people buying Bitcoin, they're going to come up with all kinds of smack to scare people out of it. Hey, I'm not cycling, but just pop in to say hi. Well, thank you, Will. Narwhal Tacos. I've heard speculation that the attacks on USDT are an attempt to pump USDC stablecoin because supposedly USDC is likely candidate for becoming the new CBDC. All speculation. Of course, most of it is speculation. Yeah, like I said, the only state that's banned Tether is New York. If more states start following suit, then man, that would be very bad, very very bad. But like I said, Tether, if they would be more transparent, if they would open up their books and let people see, just hey, is your money really tethered to the dollar? Are you liquid enough to pull? If everybody were to pull their money out of your fund, would you be able to cover that? If the answer is no, then you're doing exactly the same thing that all the financial institutions did back in '08 that caused a massive crash. They were buying those credit default swaps. They didn't have no liquidity. If people start calling it in, that liquidity is not there, and you've seen what happened then. We're still to this day, the government is propping up the stock market because of all of that. That '08 crisis was a massive crisis, and it's still the monetary policy we have today. So if Tether's doing the same thing, it's not going to be good. It has to be liquid. Crown is cool. Yeah, I listened to him a couple times. Someone else asked, or someone else brought him up to me. I've been using his indicator for the last 4 years, probably 3 years, not even knowing who he was. Somebody I guess saw what I was doing and asked me if I knew him, and I was like, no. I found it just by typing in EMA/MA combo, and his indicator had the most users, so I checked it out and I loved it, and I've been using it ever since. But yeah, I mean, he's a great technical analyst. That's all I can say about the guy. I don't know him personally, and I haven't watched enough of his videos to know. What I have seen, yeah, he looks like he knows what he's talking about. I can tell you that much. Could you check ADA-XBT? A very illiquid asset, but I will absolutely look at it for you. Oh, wait, it's not that illiquid. I thought it used to be really terrible. No, well, it's not bad. It's not nearly as bad as it used to be. So let's go look at it. So if you're trading Cardano versus Bitcoin, if Bitcoin goes up, this thing will go down. Especially if, well, it all depends on how strong Cardano is, right? If Cardano is stronger than Bitcoin, then it will go up. But if Bitcoin is stronger than Cardano, it'll go down. It looks like I have charted this, but it was all messed up and ugly. So let's go look real quick at a weekly, and there right off the rip, we can see we have weekly support right there. So we don't have to put in all those daily support levels. Weekly support. Here you got 2 days closed below it, but then you bounced right back out of that area, and look at this right here. Pull back into, pushed higher. So it looks like you're trying to come back in for another test of support. Where will you find it? Well, it would have to be this push here, right? That's what seems to be holding support now. But just keep an eye on it. If you start to take out, like, say, this candle's high, then you will know that this is an area holding support. But that doesn't mean you necessarily buy it, because then the width from your entry to your stop loss will be massive. So you would need price to go all the way up here just to get a 2-to-1. And what you're generally wanting to do is you want to look for those entries that gives you a 2 or 3 to 1 before you come into current resistance. And we know current resistance is right here. So basically you could wait to see if you get up in this area, then look for pullbacks on the smaller time frame, 4-hour, hourly chart. Look for entries targeting that level. That's where you want to take at least 2/3 of your position off. Then you can move your stop loss to break even. So that way if price continues higher, you can still capitalize on that bullish push. Whereas if price decides to go right back down to your entry, you get stopped out and your trade was profitable. It's, in my opinion, the best strategy on the face of the planet. That's why I trade it. It's the way that I set. The things that I've used are the things that I have found success with and continue to find success with. So that's why I trade the way that I trade. And NVIDIA. Let's go look at it. NVIDIA Corporation. Man, this thing got extremely bullish really quick, didn't it? Man, when tech came off, look at that. Oof. But this isn't, let me go look at Apple real quick just to see something. Because I haven't been paying attention to tech and technology stock. Yeah, the tech crash is over, right? Wow. That's insane. So let's go back to NVIDIA. I know you're looking for levels, so let's go find them. Obviously, you're not going to hear me say that now's a good time to buy this thing because it ain't. You're trading well above everything. Way above oversold on the, but I don't care about oversold. Essentially what it means is there is a possibility for this thing to be into exhaustion risk. Exhaustion risk is when you've topped out essentially and you get a massive pullback because all the support's gone. So first level to watch for a support test is all the way down here, right there, 771 spot 22. As long as that area holds a support on a daily or 2 daily closing basis, like you want to see one daily push into it, another daily push into it, but hold, then maybe you can look for longs. But this thing's extremely stretched out. Extremely stretched out. Here's your monthly. That's not where you want to buy, right? Down here was a good spot to buy, or down here, or you buy lows, not highs. This thing is so stretched out. But that thanks to the Fed, right? The Fed propping these markets up. Technology gets its what it needs to hear, and boom. For the last several weeks, you've been trading straight up. Straight up. But so is the S&P 500. The S&P 500 put in a new all-time high yesterday. Late to the party. Thank you, Heath. You are welcome, my friend. I checked out Baba. Yeah, oh, okay. Where was I at? There we are. Chody Doink says, please, but I don't see anything else above it. So if you can let me know what you mean. If I can find it down at the bottom. Let me go look at the bottom. Yeah, I don't see anything else. I just see that you said, please, my friend. So I'm not, maybe you're saying, oh, please. I don't know. Cardano, we just looked at Cardano like 5 minutes ago. Hey, what are the levels BTC can visit downwards? There's a few. Let's go look at them. First one that jumps off the plate would be this one. That level is 26,482. This daily support, let's go look at the weekly. Okay, that's pretty good. So back to the daily. This is daily support. This is that weekly support, but look at your daily support right there. Like it's the lowest closing candle, so that is going to be support until it gets broken. So I wouldn't be looking for price to get to 26,482 unless 30407 was broken on a daily closing basis. Then that's the next level. That is your next level, right? And the next one after that would be 23,849. These massive wicks right here is the reason why you have such a big gap in price. And also Bitcoin was just extremely bullish once it got that break above 20K down here. Small little consolidation, and then boom, ripped faces. So price action takes a couple days to actually do what it wants to do as it chews up orders. But yeah, those are the levels that I'll be watching. This one first. So I don't pay attention to levels like this because it marks up the chart. It just makes the chart disgusting and nasty. So the less stuff on it, the better. It's just the way that I do it. You can do it however you want to, but that 3407 is going to be a vital area. Weekly closes below 32, then you can look for that to be checked. Bearish target all the way down there. And that comes in line pretty close to that. See, some people will look for that wick to be support, but support can be lower. So find it on an 8 hour. What does it look like on an 8 hour? There. There's a check. So there you go. There's resistance. Should be support. Bitcoin gets back under it. Right there. Not should be. It will be. You'll probably get a bounce in there. A small bounce. And anywhere you see conglomerated price, or wherever you see price doing like that, like consolidating and then leaves, that's going to be an area that's going to offer up some sort of resistance or support, depending on, well, on in this case, support. Should we not take trades when the day is about to close, week is about to close? Yeah, because this is the reason. Being an intraday scalper, I've watched hourly closes because I'm looking for an hourly close. As long as it closes below a specific level or above a specific level, that will dictate whether or not I take the position. I've literally watched hourly closes be completely below a level that I was looking at, and then within the last 2 minutes of that candle's close, then closed above it. You know what I'm saying? And that happens on the daily as well as the weekly. Everything is fractal. So basically what that means is, yeah, you can be trading below that level on the weekly, and then like 2 hours before the weekly level, the weekly candle closes, you get a big push, right? So it's going to be, the close is what's important. And unfortunately, see, we haven't taken out this weekly support level if we close above it, but we have taken out these. Does you see what I'm saying? So even if Bitcoin holds above this level, you still have to take into account that Bitcoin lost this level. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's important. Bitcoin looks bad, man. Looks bad. We just looked at Baba. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You just said, never mind, just went back. Wait, how long have we been on? Hour and 23 minutes. All right, let me scroll up. Thank you, Fire, every day. Thank you, AC. Ideas LDA. What is your opinion about Cardano long term? Long term, I like it. I like it long term. But I'm definitely going to wait for the bear market cycle to complete before I start looking to buy any of those assets. I'm not calling a bear market, but we've already came off 50, 60, and 70% off of all-time highs for most of the assets. So I'm going to wait for the bear market cycle to complete before I start looking to add into Cardano and Polkadot and all these other assets that I love a lot. I like them all a lot, so I'm going to accumulate them. But I want to wait until we find a low in the bear market phase of whatever market cycle. AXS, please. Yeah, let me look at it. Sorry, I was reading something else. What was that? AXS? I've never heard of it, nor have I ever traded it. That's why. It's only on Binance, FTX, and Huobi. FTX is relatively new. Jeez. That thing's bullish. This is all the price action we have. Axie Infinity. I have no clue what this is, but it's absolutely on fire. So you just basically showed me a crypto asset that's doing better than every other crypto asset probably. Massive bullish push. This is all the data I have. Let me go look and see if we got more data on, say, FTX. Oh, this is FTX. Sorry. I meant Binance. I broke it again. I broke it again. Nope. Oh, yes, we do. We got more data. Extremely bullish. What is going on with this thing? All other crypto assets have been absolutely wrecked, crushed, destroyed. So is this one. From the high, you pushed all the way down to 83% off, and then boom. So I have no clue what's driving this price action. You're definitely not looking to buy it up here. That's for sure. But yeah, it's extremely. Let me go back over here to the purple list so I can add this thing. AXSUSDT on Binance. Just so I can keep an eye on it. I'm not looking to buy it because I can't trade it, but I'll keep an eye on it for you guys. Right here is going to be your first area for support. 13.55. I don't know if I'd buy it there, but that's going to be the first spot. If you go into an 8-hour time frame, you'll find that it's a little bit higher. All right, so you can watch those two areas. See if you find support there. Big, massive bullish explosion to the upside. If it's going to continue higher, you'll want to see a check of one of these two levels and then move higher. If you come down and take out this swing low, something has changed and you need to take a step back. Planning to short it, but I think it's not top yet. Yeah, no. This session looks better, but it's still not a short. Not yet. Not yet. When it's a short is when you get a lower high. When you get a confirmed daily close and a lower high. So maybe next week this thing will pull back a little bit, see where it finds support, then look to see if you get a push up into like this area of price, anywhere from 17 to 19 bucks, and a failure there would indicate a good spot to look for shorts, right? Because it's your lower high, and that would probably be the best if it's going to continue lower because you just got in almost at the top. That's what I would wait for. Like I said, that's going to take several days to possibly a couple weeks before you get something like that. But yeah, it's very bullish. Hi Heath, nice to hear you again. Thank you, Dagger Rogers. Thanks Heath. Thanks. T-Fuel, thoughts on Gemini as a stablecoin? Thanks. I don't know anything about Gemini, so I can't answer your question. Apologies, John Dirksen. I typically don't like to talk about stuff that I don't know anything about because then I just come off as a fake. So unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. I've never used the exchange. I've never had any Bitcoin on it. I've never used it. So I'm sorry. What are you talking about? This thing is telling me that it's not getting any stream data. I haven't dropped many frames. All right, T-Fuel. Let's go look at that, and then I'm going to have to start wrapping it up. T-Fuel. Oh, wrong. UEL. Oh, I just beat the smack out of the mic. Fantastic. Tether. T-Fuel. USD. Binance. These levels are old. Let's get new ones. So big push up, 3 weeks of bearishness. This was another thing that was doing something good while everything else was getting wrecked. So there was an area for weekly support. You got to close below it. So this is a big range. So I wouldn't use this as an area of demand because it's such a big range, right? But it does appear like that's where you tested. It's just simply because it's the weekly open. All right, so that's why it's testing it as resistance or support in this case. So a close below would indicate you're looking lower. And the next area for price to test would be this price, 25,157, because that's that candle's close. So once again, if you close below 34405, you will be looking for a test of 25157. If you hold this area as support, watch your weekly high. If that gets taken out, Then maybe intraday charts, you can look for a pullback into support for long continuation. If it takes this out though, you're looking lower. So hopefully that helps. All right, guys. I don't want to keep these streams going much longer than an hour and a half because, well, that's pretty long. I've lost my mic. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Not my mic, my mouse. My mouse arrow. Before I go, I always must say thank you so much to my channel members and Patreons. You guys are the reason why I keep going. The support that you give to me is absolutely appreciated, and I am so very thankful for you guys. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. For the rest of you, Bitcoin looks like it's trying to break down below the weekly support level. So tomorrow's close will be vital. I will have another stream tomorrow for the YouTube stream. It will be the Forex Weekly Outlook. Once the Forex market opens, that's at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be roughly an hour, an hour ago. So it'll be close to about the same time that I put this stream on. If you guys want to come over and check it out, that would be great. Thank you so much for being here. And also, I do check crypto assets. I will be watching the Bitcoin close on that stream as well. And for all you channel members at the prop firm level and above, I will see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a fantastic night and an even better weekend. I will talk to you tomorrow.